Okay, so here we have a very beautiful Aston Martin 1958 DB 24 Mark III, registered May 1958, British Racing Green, as you can see. So this car has only got two former keepers, so two previous owners. It has a little bit of competition history from Goodwood in 1979, and it's been in the same family ever since. So 40 years best part of in the same ownership. Absolutely fantastic car to drive. It's got a lot of period modifications which are quite sensible, including servo assisted brakes. The brakes on this car are very good. These cars tend to suffer from long pedal travel on the brake pedal. This car has got a really nice firm pedal, excellent brakes. It's got a rear anti-roll bar that's been fitted to the car. Very taut handling car, steers very nicely indeed. I've restored a lot of these cars over the years. They're very difficult to restore properly. This isn't you know, a typical full restoration from a specialist. This is a car that's been lovingly looked after and upgraded over the years. It retains an enormous amount of originality, and it would make an absolutely ideal car for somebody looking to do some competitive events, some touring, or just to enjoy driving, to be honest. Fantastic car. So DB24 Mark III, so it's really the last of the what I term the Feltham cars, although the body was actually made at Tickford in Newport Pagnell. So you could almost argue it's one of the first Newport Pagnell cars. The original DB2 claim to fame is it's the world's first hatchback. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's the claim. And similarly here with the Mark III, very good sort of stowage and accommodation. It's got the fold down rear seats there, so a really practical classic sort of touring car. This particular car, very comfortable to drive, clearly been retrimmed during its life. It's got some very comfortable seats. Very often they tend to get over padded in these cars and you end up with your knees squashed against the steering wheel. Someone's done a nice job of this. As you can see, the carpets all look lovely and fresh, and she's it's very tidy inside. So we just have now we're in the cockpit, have a quick look round. So the dashboard's all in good order. I've got a suspicion that the dashboard finish is probably original, but it's certainly been in the car for some time. Everything's in nice condition in here. So while we're in here, I'll start her up. So I've just been up the road in the car, so she's pretty warm, as you can see down there, and excellent oil pressure. Mechanically the engine is fantastic engine, very smooth, very quiet. She's running on Weber's at the moment, and while we're here I'll open the bonnet. Oh, I should mention period valve radio fitted to the car. Just let that warm up.
What are listeners' rights if their boss wants them back in the office and they don't want to go?
So original valve working radio, so that's quite a nice thing. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet while she's running. So as I mentioned, she's on Weber's, but often quite difficult to set Weber's up nicely on these cars, but you know, she's got a good idle. And she drives exceptionally well on the road. So a few modifications under the bonnet, as you can see. So the toolkit's been relocated here above the battery, and that's allowed space for a vacuum tank and a brake servo. And so the brakes are extremely good on this car. They're triple Webers. She runs very nicely on them. So this is a matching numbers car. Engine number matches the recorded details on the V5 and the chassis plate. And the car's as good underneath as it is on top. You know, she's really in very fine condition indeed, and as I say, retains a lot of originality as well. So just back in the cockpit again briefly. So umbrella handbrake, nice sort of 1950s period feature these cars had. Some additional ventilation available in the footwells on these cars. And this car retains its rain guide on the quarter lights, something which where people sort of often ask what that's there for. It's simply to guide any rain that accumulates on the quarter light out so that it drains down on the outside of the car. So there we are. Really fantastic example of a DB Mark III. Lovingly looked after, maintained, upgraded through the years. Sort of restoration. You know, it's definitely retained some great originality. Sort of fantastic patina to the car. And if you're looking for a car to really use, you know, competitive events or some spirited touring, I think this is definitely one to consider. 1958 Aston Martin DB24 Mark III. Fantastic car. Thank you.